Alright, how you doing everybody? I hope you're having a great whatever day this is. But now would you kindly put down whatever it is you may be doing and listen to BossMode. Welcome to the show. So first off, I have to do an apology. I am so sorry for Pokemon Go. Actually, two things. I'm going to start this show off with an apology and a warning. First off, the apology. I'm so sorry. If anybody's listening that I've done this to, I did not know Pokemon in Pokemon Go, they don't spawn for everybody. Everybody does not get a unique spawn. There's one single unique spawn for one individual spawn for all the players in the area. I'd go up to people that had a lure out. I'd be like, oh, hey, yeah, you guys did the lure? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, awesome, thanks. I just sit down, just swiping, just catching Pokemon the whole time, not even giving them a chance. And I would just get up and be like, ha, all right, thanks, guys, bye. I must have seemed like such a jerk. I am so sorry if anybody's listening, but I know now you need to be nice and you need to share your Pokemon. And now, a warning. I heard recently on ABC News that a guy was shot 3 times. Can y'all believe this? Shot 3 times.
One for each team.
One for each team playing Pokemon Go. And he was mugged as well. So guys, you gotta be careful. Stay aware of your surroundings. Your Pokemon are not actually gonna protect you from a shady neighborhood. Like you can't, some guy comes up with a gun, you can't just be like, swipe, Squirtle, go! That's not gonna save you, that's gonna get you shot. So always be aware of your surroundings, know what's going on, and please guys, please be safe, because that is some scary stuff. And talking to scary stuff, horror games, you know, where's that at now?
Before we get into horror games, I think we should do the most important thing and actually introduce ourselves. So you're like, who are these fools talking?
Well, hopefully they saw the preview show, but
if they did,
let's go ahead. All right, Valentino, right here, my man.
What's up, guys?
DJ.
Yep.
And I'm Jarred. And these are your hosts today. This is who you're going to be listening to dribble on about video games, but hopefully somewhere along the line it's going to get interesting. So let's get back to where we were. Okay.
Full disclosure, not actually a DJ.
Just saying.
Horror games. So where's the industry at right now? Like, whatever happened to horror games? Like, I know early gaming, back when I started playing games, horror games were a very physical thing. And actually, I don't think that was ever very scary, because you know, it was you, zombies, and a gun, and you battled it out. It didn't really feel like a desperate bid for survival. Mostly it just felt like management and fighting. And you'd fight these grotesque mutations, which are scary in the first place, but they can't do anything more to you than, say, a tiger can, which a tiger is terrifying. Don't get me wrong, coming at you 20 miles an hour, that's a scary sight, but it's not exactly what I would call horrifying.
Yeah, tiger's less scary than if you got like a machine gun.
Exactly. There's nothing more comforting than heavy ordnance in your hands. Honestly, at that point, the horror should be afraid of you. Okay, so then we take the next step, right? We move on to more horror experience. We got things like Amnesia, Soma very recently. But it's more, you're helpless. It's horror of the situation. It's I'm here, trapped in the corner, this thing's looking for me, sniffing me out, oh my gosh. I think that was true horror. Yeah. I really like that.
Coming to you 2016, Donald Trump, and you stuck in a room. You can't do anything about it.
Now that is a horrifying situation.
All you have.
But guys, we lost funding somewhere along the way. We were relegated to walking simulators done by independents and semi-independents, and really, I was kind of disappointed in that until the breath of life that was Kojima's PT playable teaser. That was scary, but guys, we all know what happened to that.
Yeah,
that didn't work out so well.
Yeah, so I know, DJ, you said you like horror games. Give me your take on this and what's going on in the situation of the industry right now.
Okay, so what I'm thinking currently, they're just trying to create games that I guess you can say are more involved. So if you're say you're playing the trailer, right? Mm-hmm. Like, what was the game that was that we were only able to get the trailer for before it was completely like thrown off the map? What was it? I can't remember. It was a game that was completely like all we did was play the trailer.
PT, yeah.
You talking about PT?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. PT.
Okay, well,
playable teaser. Side note, those, if you have PT on your console, if you happen to still have it, keep it, sell it. Those go for like $1,000 on eBay, honestly, because it's demand, supply is gone. There's no more PT. But anyway, so I'm sorry, guys. What's up?
So I was actually when I played that for the first time, I was at a friend's house and I was playing it. I'm like, wow, this is horrifying. So if I can get completely immersed in a horror game and like just love everything about it, I know I can be freaked out just a little bit more. It's like, oh, I made a connection to this person. Oh wait, now I'm f***ing horrified. I ain't got time for this.
Yeah, definitely. And you were mentioning earlier about atmosphere. Like, tell me about how you feel the atmosphere of a lot of these, what people would call walking simulators are.
Yeah, so basically, whenever something hot comes around, no matter what genre it is, the game industry, every single dev is going to try to jump on it. Everybody likes to be on the hot thing, and so what happens is you get a lot of these clones that come out, and basically they don't really grasp what made the original, or rather the Patient Zero horror game, what made it good, and they try to repeat it, and it ends up just being bland and boring.
But what did make the Patient Zero horror game the best? That's the real question. That's the question.
Well, the thing is, a couple of them got it right. For me, Patient Zero would be Silent Hills. Some people say, not Silent Hills, but the Silent Hill franchise. Some people would say Amnesia. You know, your mileage may vary, but back in the day, we did have some really good horror games, and you get a lot of these buzzwords. You hear like, oh, atmosphere and immersion, but it's the culmination of these things. Like, so what made Silent Hill great? Well, like you were saying, a game's not that scary if you got a machine gun and just blast everything away. What made it great was like it was just you. You're there. You're that character, and you're exploring. You're trying to figure out what's going on, and not only that, but it's about you. It's not just you're in a dangerous place. You're in a place that has something to do with you, and it's like your psychology that's getting messed up there. And the story behind it, and like you don't know what's going on, and you have to piece together these things. So not only are you in a scary place, but mentally you're also in a scary place as well. And you know, you don't have an AK-47. You probably got a pistol with like a couple bullets in it that you're gonna have to, use them wisely.
Yeah.
Or maybe you don't have nothing at all, and your only defense is to run away. And so you actually feel afraid because it's like, oh wait, I can't defend myself. This thing is going to get me. And so what happens is
there's no fight or flight. You
get these clones that they basically they'll pick one piece and think, oh, that's what made it scary. So let's say they want to say atmosphere. They're like, oh, look at this spooky, scary world. And it's like, okay, I'm walking around and it's like, now what? It's like, no, that's it. You're just in this spooky world. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And so that those are the people that's trying to clone Amnesia. And then a game that we're going to be getting to real soon that's reinvigorating itself. What happened was they started going the later Resident Evil route. Basically, Resident Evil started off good, but then it became just basically, hey, shoot all these zombies and monsters and stuff. And so,
but that was fun. You have to admit that was actually a lot of fun to do sometimes.
Yeah, but the problem is that goes away from what makes a game a horror game, and for me, it just becomes this action shootout game. And I think that there's a real distinction there that they forgot to make. It's like, it's not just anybody can make a game about shooting monsters. That doesn't make it horror. The game it's supposed to have the psychological effect there. It's not just atmosphere. It's not just having the monsters. It's how you put them together. And so with Amnesia, you know, you're walking around in this room, and it's not just you're just there. It's like you're trying to put together what went on before you got there. And oh, there might be a thing coming to get you. Who knows? What is it? What's the shadow that's coming with you?
But like, what's the basis of the new Resident Evil game? I didn't actually see the trailer or anything for it. What's like the basis for it?
Well, I'll let Todd bring us into that one.
It feels very much
Jared.
like I was mentioning. I mean, call me whatever. It's cool.
Call me Todd.
I mean, call me Jerk. I'm cool.
I think I have a Freudian slip there.
It's very much like we were saying. It gets rid of that of those weapons. Very much a feeling of claustrophobic helplessness, and there's something, and it keeps the mystery, which I think is very important. And what I want to know, and actually what I want to ask you guys really fast, let's cover this topic really fast, is what do you think is more important in a horror game in a protagonist, a silent protagonist that involves a self-insert, because you were mentioning that would help with the psychological aspect a lot, or would it be a voice protagonist to add character? I say silent, Valentino. you sound like you want the silent.
Me, I'm like in the middle because like I adore good writing. If you have fantastic writing, then by all means you can make a character, you know. Mm-hmm. But like, yeah, I'm with you. Like I need that protagonist to be silent, you know. And if he's not silent, I need things to be said in his mind, you know, to at least give us where the character's going. But like, definitely, I would prefer silent.
Okay. What about you, DJ?
I personally prefer to have a character that is quiet when you're going around, but like start questioning things like, hey, why is that thing across the room just slowly wheeling its way across? Why? Just like has openly asked these questions to himself as if he's like talking, almost going slightly insane along as the game or story progresses.
Okay. But one last thing is though, like, but why I say I'm in the middle, because if done right, it can still, both of them can still give you that psychological aspect, because if it's a silent protagonist, then you have to figure everything out. You're reading, you got to figure it all out, and you have that. But if it's an actual character, you can still get that psychological aspect, because you can make this character, and then you become kind of like a parent of, you're like, oh my God, I don't want anything to happen to this guy. I got to figure out like what's going on, guy, and you know you want to protect that character. So it can go both ways. But if you're gonna have a character that talks, the writing has to be really good.
All right. Well, that's some great points made. I think I'm more for silent protagonists because of the psychological self-insert. Yeah. But you know what, guys? I've actually, moving on, I stopped playing Skyrim recently. I told you, last time I told y'all I was going through trying to do my playthrough of Skyrim, but I stopped because I'm waiting for the October release of Skyrim Remastered.
Wait, they're remastering the game?
Yeah, they're remastering Skyrim.
How can it look any better than it already does?
I know, and actually, I really wanted to talk to Valentino about this, because this is going to offer, HD textures, maybe some more content, and some other things. But Valentino, you've been modding Skyrim a lot recently, and you have a unique perspective in this, because you may already have a lot of what Skyrim Remaster has to offer. So how do you feel about this release?
You have the pre-release of Skyrim Remaster. How do you feel?
Pretty much. But my thing is like being the guy that, see, here's the thing. Neat fact. I actually first experienced Skyrim on PlayStation 3. So I come from being a console plebe, and then I joined the Master Race, and I was like, hold up, it's modding time, because that's one of the best aspects of it, because you see these screenshots, and it's like, wait, this isn't a game? And it's like, no, these are mods, baby. And so, of course, so I started off Skyrim playing the game on console, and you know what? I enjoyed it, I enjoyed the depth of it, everything that's there. Like, it was great. It was well put together. But then, recently, I got it on PC with all the DLC, and so you have, not only do you have that story, but, you can also increase, the fun you can have with it because of all the mods, because it's the modding community for this game is so huge. And one plus side about it is that Bethesda actually kind of, in a way, they kind of like welcomes it. They welcome them. They don't like try to say, oh, don't touch our games. I mean, that's one plus on the Skyrim Remastered. They're not just giving you Skyrim Remastered. They're actually saying this is going to be Skyrim Remastered with mod support. So they're welcoming that you're able to enhance the game. And so the only, I guess, point of contention would be the pricing. Because this comes down to that old debate when it comes to like remasters versus remaking. And you see, remasters it's just graphical things. It's just, when you remaster something, you don't add anything there. You're just basically taking an old game on an old system and bringing it to the current generation to make it look good. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it, that's not worth full price. Exactly. And that is where the problem comes in, because I know on PC, if you have Skyrim with all of the DLC, you have to have Skyrim and the DLC, you get the remaster for free. But on console, not so much. But at the same time, it's still a good deal in terms of what you're being offered, because Skyrim on the console will now have mod support, and it won't have the full mod support that if you're on PC, but you can still get a taste of it, of like what it's like to just add those extra elements to the game besides just vanilla. And I think like that's, in the end, it's going to be a good thing, and of course they're going to defend it, but it shouldn't be full price, because when you go into remasters and remakes, a remake is different. A remake is when you have torn the game down, or basically when you have rebuilt the game from the bottom up. A good example of this would be the new Ratchet and Clank. That's not a remaster. That's an actual remake where you can take elements from all of the past entries and kind of put them in this one game. And I think that is worth, full price, because then you're getting new elements and new things. Yeah. But when you just remastering the game, I don't think full price is okay.
I think let's get, you got something to say about this?
Yeah. So you're saying you're modding all these things from Skyrim, but my question is, which one's your favorite mod that you've put on there? That's not graphic wise, just something a little extra that adds more fun to the game.
Dude, it is easy. The greatest mod of all time is Posh Mud Crabs.
No. For me personally, it was the Teletubby dragons.
Oh, that's great.
I like the Randy Savage one. No, best mod for Left 4 Dead and Skyrim. Oh,
it's also the best mod for Fallout game.
How could you not love a game where you can kill crabs that wear monocles and top hats?
I'll be honest. That actually does sound way better than Teletubby dragons.
All right, guys. Next, let's get to another big thing going on in gaming, and I hate to always bring it back to Kojima, but he's making some big moves in gaming right now. Kojima's new logo movie. That was some cool stuff. Valentino, you saw it. In fact, we just watched it again to refresh. You got the character Ludens, right? And yeah. Ludens.
Why is its name Ludens?
I'm not sure. I mean, why is anybody named anything?
How did you even find out that it had a name?
He wanted to characterize it. He wanted to make his brand strong.
That's even a part of the brilliance of it. It's not just a logo. It's like its own physical being.
Exactly.
Like most logos, it's just a picture or a thing, but he puts a story even behind his logo.
Yeah, and you've got this theme, right, of exploring new worlds, conquering new territories. See, the trailer starts, and when you were watching the trailer, it hit on all the points. It was like, oh wait, is this underwater? No, this is in space. Oh, that's a space whale, and this is brand new territory that's being conquered that nobody has ever seen before, planting firmly Kojima's flag in the dirt. And I think that's what Kojima has been doing throughout his career. I think that's what he's free to do more so now that he has his own development team on. And you want to say something, DJ?
I'll be honest, I'm going to completely ignore the name every time someone says it. I'm just going to call him the Space Samurai, because that's all he looks like to me in the freaking video. I'm like, what is going on? He's here to slay whales.
He is kind of Space Samurai. I mean, he is heavily armored, but he's exploring new territory.
He's the Space Samurai.
And I think that is obviously metaphorical to gaming, exploring new territories in games.
I think he wanted to encompass everything what his new Kojima Productions is all about, because for me, I saw the whale as a callback to Phantom Pain, and you had the fire when it like ate the helicopter or whatnot. And I think it's telling him that it was, and I think that's his way of kind of telling us, I haven't changed, but I'm still here. I'm going, I'm going new places, and I'm going to give you some fresh stuff,
Exactly. Or he could have just wanted to put a whale there just for the hell of it. I mean, not everything has to have a deep metaphysical meaning.
Well, with Kojima.
It's Kojima.
I wouldn't be surprised if there are like 100 Easter eggs in there, too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where that's going, and I think that's all the time we have today, guys. DJ, if you wanted to say hey?
Hey, guys. Well, thank you for listening to Boss Mode. Good morning, good evening, and if I don't see you later, which I probably won't because this is a podcast, good night.
As always, ladies and gentlemen, game responsibly.